Hey everybody, Sir Williams here. Just going to do a video on why I believe the Trinity is a contradiction. I will state what the Trinity is. I will state what the doctrine of the Trinity states. And I intend to show why I don't believe that it can be true simply because it's a contradiction. And not a mystery, but a contradiction. So let's get in. The first part of the Trinity is the Trinity states that Jesus is God, obviously, the Father is God, and the Holy Spirit is God. Just the way that was phrased alone would make it three gods, but however the Trinity states that what it is these three share the same God essence. So that would be demonstrated as in three different minds or three different wills that all share the same essence, which in this case is God. I'm going to refer to this as concept one because there is more than one concept within the Trinity. Concept one in the diagram looks like this. Father is God, the Son is God, the Holy Spirit is God. They share the God essence in the middle. They're all connected to that. Therefore, the Trinity states that makes them one God. Believe it or not, I don't have a problem with that. Not in the sense of necessarily I agree with it, but in a sense of it's coherent. All right, it's an idea that I can accept as far as it can make sense as being true. There's a lot of different beliefs out there, but whether or not you believe it is one thing, and whether or not you think it's something that can be true in reality is another. So in that way, that's what I mean by I don't have a problem with it. However, the Trinity also states, and this would be concept two, the Trinity also states that, and to me this is where the Trinity breaks down. I'll say that up front. This is where it's a problem, and no analogy you can come up with can fix this because it is a contradiction to concept one of the Trinity. Concept two of the Trinity states that each mind within the Trinity that I just showed is a part of the God essence. They don't share the God essence. They are not a part of the God essence. They are each 100% God. That's where the whole thing gets incoherent, all right, because that states that they are three. They are no longer one once that happens, because if one is 100% God, the other is 100% God, and the other is 100% God, then you now have three gods. An example of this is, if I'm a human being, so I am fully human. Another person could also claim to be fully human, and a third person could claim to be fully human, and that would be true. Only because there are three distinct humans here. All right. The problem comes in when I say that we are one human. That cannot be true because obviously if each is 100% human, then they can't be one. It's three now. So in concept two, all right, you have the Father here, the Son here, Holy Spirit here. Notice they are not connected. They are not one. They are not connected to any God essence in the middle. They are three distinct gods. Okay? And that's what the Trinity is doing. They are going back and forth between what I have referred to as concept one and what I have referred to as concept two. They have taken the two concepts, okay, and they have combined them on one to be this concept that I'm sure Trinitarians are familiar with. You've probably seen this diagram before. It states that it apparently shows what the Trinity is, but to me, you have two concepts here. You have one concept overlaid on the other concept. The problem is these two concepts conflict. They are complete polar opposites of one another and cannot be combined into one concept. If I said that a building has 100 floors, and then I say the building also is only one floor, meaning there's not 100 floors, there's one floor. Those two statements contradict. They cannot come together. They conflict with one another. And that's what the Trinity has done. The Trinity has taken these two concepts and combined them. So again, I'll state it again. If I'm a human, you're a human, and the third person is a human, that's true. There's three humans though, and that's why it's true. There's three of us. If I now turn around and say that we are one human, then now you can't claim to be fully human. I can't claim to be fully human, and the third person can't claim to be fully human, because now we share that one human body. All right, which is now a completely different concept. These two concepts cannot be mixed. They are self-contradictory. They oppose one another. So I am of the opinion that, well, really I'm not of the opinion, it just is. The Trinity is a built-in contradiction. Now, I've said this to people who believe in the Trinity, and their response is, well, it's a mystery. You can't comprehend everything there is to know about God. And to that I would say, yeah, you're right. You can't comprehend everything there is to know about God. I would believe that the Bible is hardly everything there is to know about God. But his book, the book that he gave you, his word, he intends for you to understand that. He intends for you to comprehend that. Otherwise, I mean, first, what's the point of even giving it to you if it's impossible for a person to understand something as simple as who he is and what he is, which he states himself. He gives clear distinction on who he is, okay? So, with that said, to say that the Trinity is a mystery, you're now deviating from the definition of mystery. Mystery is, and first let me say this, I'm not a person that claims that everything I believe I have to fully understand. It has to make, I guess you would say, complete sense. Because I believe, for example, God made the heavens and the earth. How did he do that? I don't know. But I sincerely believe that, all right? Because that is a mystery. That is what is a mystery. A contradiction, on the other hand, are two things, all right, that are polar opposites of one another, and you try to combine them, put them together. If I say that I am very overweight and I am extremely skinny at the same time, that is a contradiction. If I say that I am one God, okay, but then I say that I am three distinct beings, all right, fully, 100%, each one is 100%, then there's no longer one. They conflict. They conflict. And so that's what the Trinity is trying to do when they show you this. Understand what you're looking at. You're looking at two concepts that are overlaid onto one and trying to present it as one, but it's really not. It's really a embedded contradiction. That's what it is. So again, all I'll say is let a mystery be what it is. And a mystery is something where you know something has happened, but you don't know how it's happened. A contradiction, on the other hand, like I've said before, two things, one saying this and one saying that, like the examples I've given in the 100 floors versus one floor, or the very overweight to extremely skinny simultaneously. Or another one is, can you put your hand under a faucet and can it burn you because it's steaming hot, and can it cool your hand and make it very cold at the same time? No, it can't. They are a contradiction. They conflict with one another. So if you believe the Trinity, you believe a contradiction. Therefore, you believe God and who he is a contradiction, not a mystery. All right, and like I said before, I have no issues with the mystery, but you have defined something that is a mystery and you define something that is a contradiction, and you try to change that definition into a mystery. So that's my take on it. I can't see how the Trinity can be true. You don't even need the Bible to understand that the Trinity is a contradiction if you really sit back for a moment and just actually think about what they're saying. Like I say, you have concept one. This is what they use when they want you to say Jesus is God or Holy Spirit is God. This is what they say. But then when you show them something biblically that shows that they're distinct individuals, then they'll turn around and they'll show you concept two, okay, and say, well, he's not. He's fully God, or they're separate, they're 100%, each one is God, well then that makes three. If each one is 100%, then that's three. There's no way around that. So again, understand, I'll show it one more time. This are the previous two concepts overlaid on one another and is presented as proof of who he is. And then if you call a Trinitarian on that, if you are able to see that, then they'll go into what's a mystery. And here's the thing, look into these biblical encyclopedias, Trinitarian scholars themselves admit that the Trinity is not something that can be comprehended. And that's when you go into the whole thing where you can't understand God. I agree. Once again, I agree. You can't understand God. However, the issue comes in whenever you try to say something that is a contradiction is a mystery. So that'll conclude the video. Hope that helps. All I can say is understand what it is that you believe, and if you're going to believe it, then you need to have full knowledge of what it is that you're believing in, and you deserve that. So again, let the Trinity speak for itself. Shalom.